part of today's class. Our business study class today, we are looking at consumer protection agencies or consumer protection agency. And in the course of our study for today, we are taking two objectives. What is consumer protection and the need for consumer protection? In our previous class on civic education, we talk about the 8 rights of a consumer, and we discuss those rights extensively. We talk about rights to redress, consumer education, and others that we discuss. 8. I'll put the link to that video below this video, or you can navigate through the channel and find the video. If you want to have our classes in a folder, so you can be able to access all of them in one, like you have your civic for JSS 1, civic for JSS 2, you can head over to Class Online School and purchase it for just a token. But for our class today, we are looking at consumer protection. And what is the need for having a consumer protection? If you like what we do here, give us a thumbs up. If you are here and you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you know of those who will enjoy or benefit from this class, invite them in. Parents, invite your children to learn along with us. It's an educational class where we want you to learn everywhere. It's a mobile class. We cover the Nigerian curriculum step by step, like you have in your normal school system. We follow the curriculum one after the other. So please follow along. If you are on this channel, you can pass your exam. If you're on this channel, it can serve as a revision class. If you're on this channel, it can serve as a sit-at-home schooling. So please follow along and come along with us. So today we are looking at Consumer Protection Agency, but we're going to look at what consumer protection is. Consumers are those who are the final buyers of a product, a goods, or a service. When we talk about consumer protection, how can we protect our final buyers, our final eaters, our final users from getting the optimum benefit from what they have purchased, from the goods they have purchased, from the services they will have? How do we protect them from unscrupulous individuals? From individuals who want to embezzle, from individuals who want to treat them unfairly, from individuals who want to take advantage of them to make money in the expense of not delivering. How do we protect our consumers? Or how do we protect ourselves? Because you and I are consumers to a particular product. If we're a manufacturer of a particular product, or we are a service provider for a particular service, it doesn't mean we are going to provide for all. So all of us as individuals requires consumer protection, because we are consumers of other people's products. We are not an island that can provide all consumers' products or services for ourselves. So at one point in time or the other, we consume. Why do we need protection? What is consumer protection? Now let's find out. So, consumer protection is the practice of safeguarding buyers of goods and services and the public against unfair practices in the marketplace. Such law tends to prevent businesses from engaging in fraud or specified unfair practices in order to gain an advantage over competitors or to mislead consumers. That is the meaning of consumer protection. Now let's analyze the meaning. That consumer protection is a practice of safeguarding buyers of goods and services. Safeguarding, that's the major word. Safeguarding buyers of goods and services and the general public against unfair practices in the marketplaces. People can be very funny. In the expense of making money, they don't care how they want to live their life. They don't care how people want to be guided. They don't care whether somebody is going to die. Because in the quest of money, there are a lot of misbehavior in the marketplaces. Now, such law tends to prevent businesses from engaging in fraudulent activity or unfair practices that can harm others. It can equally help so that competitors or other people in business who are competing do not mislead others. Alright, so this is the explanation and the definition of what? Consumer protection. Why do we need consumer protection? Let's see why we need consumer protection in our everyday life. This objective, which is consumer protection, we saw that it's a means at which consumers are safeguarded from unfair behavior from the marketplaces, where producers or product sellers will want to mislead them by the use of advertising or selling substandard goods to consumers for their own personal benefit, to make more money, and then to the detriment of the consumer. Consumer protection, it's a kind of regulation put in place by the government to protect consumers against such marketplace activities, in case of products, in case of services, in case of goods. So, consumers, the general public, are aware or are informed about these products that they need to stay away from. Why do we need consumer protection agencies? That is, individuals. Or why do we need consumer protection? A number of reasons. I'm going to talk about 8. One, why we need consumer protection is, one, to ensure speedy redress of consumers' complainants through negotiation, mediation, or conciliation. And so, if consumer wants to seek redress, wants to be heard because they have seen a defect in a product, the Consumer Protection Agency or Consumer Protection Law come to play, because they will help to make this redress to get to the appropriate corners, and then conciliation, negotiation, and a form of mediation will come into play from the agency so that the consumer can be heard. They advise government on consumers protection policies. We need consumer protection because the government needs to be advised on what should be done to protect consumers. 3, causes an offending company or firm or individuals to compensate an injured consumer because the individual or the consumer have consumed a product that is harmful or that is substandard. And so it is the protection of consumer that makes it possible for such company to be to come to book. They will bring them to book. They will have to be corrected. They will have to be sued. The law have to take its course against such misleading producers. Enforce standard of goods and services. Like we have the Standard Organization of Nigeria, then those goods that have met specification and standard, NAFDAC, they endorse products, consumable products that have met standards. If it has not met standard, they will not allow it to go into the market. That's a way of protecting consumers. Remember, we are talking about why we need consumers protection, so that goods can be standardized. Organize and undertake campaign. We need consumer protection because the consumer needs to be aware of his rights, his obligation, goods that are out of bound, goods that they are not supposed to consume. So they need to be educated via lectures, via seminars, via jingles, publish the products that they should not consume. And so via these lectures and the rest of them, they are educated. So they need education of what their consumer rights is. Cautious consumer must not buy blindly. As a consumer, don't just go and buy product. Don't buy product in a hurry. Make sure you look at the label. Make sure your packaging is good. Make sure there is no defect. Don't buy in a hurry. Don't buy blindly. Don't follow adverts. Look at what you are buying. That is why you need protection, consumer protection. When you've known your rights and your responsibility, which we dealt with in this class previously about the 8 rights of a consumer, you will know how to get about your responsibility as a consumer. And then consumer must be quality conscious. Don't buy cheap products that will kill you. We have different brand of product, of same line of product, and you know that one is more standard than the other. Why go for the substandard product because it is cheap? Please use the small money you have to buy standard goods so that you don't kill yourself. All right. Publish from the consumers need to have education. They should publish those firms that their products have been banned. These are the reasons why we need protection as consumers, because we consume one product or the other. We are not an island, like I said on the onset. We cannot produce everything we need. We are consumers of one product or the other. So the general public needs to be aware. We need to know. We need to be on the know of the kind of products we are consuming. If there are products that have been banned, it should be published. So we'll discuss 8 points here. Ensure speedy redress, advise government on policies on consumer, causing offending companies to pay compensation, enforce standard of product, organize seminars so that consumers can be aware. Consumers should not buy blindly. Consumers must be quality conscious. And names of products that have been banned, like we have in some baby formulas that was published some time ago, on those that cannot be consumed, you can go find out from Google or from any of those newspapers it has been published on. Be abreast, always read. Get yourself acquainted with consumer protection magazines, so you know the product you stay away from as a consumer. Don't just go to the market and buy anything you see. Don't follow adverts, they are just misleading. So this will be our class for today in business study. We've seen the meaning of protection, consumer protection, and we'll see why we need consumer protection. As a consumer, I am a consumer, you are a consumer. Please be on your tippy toe to know what you are supposed to ingest, services you are supposed to take, substandard goods you are supposed to complain about, how you seek redress, how your voice can be heard. All of this is your right as a consumer, and you have your responsibility. Take education, know what and what you're supposed to stay away from. That way, you can protect your life. You can protect the life of your loved ones. Share the message. If you know of a product that is not good, tell others. Write about it, talk about it, so that people can be aware of it. It's my pleasure being here. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. Share the video if you think there are people who will benefit from it that are not here. Invite them to come here. Parents, invite your children. Download this video. Go to our website, classonlineschool.com. Buy it for your children. Let it serve as a revision class for your children. It's a Nigerian curriculum. We follow it step by step. You can home sit your child. If your child is sick, you can play this video for them and they'll be at home learning. If you want a revision class, they can serve as a revision class. So go buy them. Support the channel. Subscribe. As always, it's my pleasure being here. I will always show up as much as I can. And until I come your way next class, thank you for being my community.